I ate some chocolate. That does not calm my nerves, but God, it was tasty. Well, maybe this time we can die less. Why am I nearly dead? Why am I dead? What did I miss? What was happening there? Sheesh. Alright, my fingers were just on the wrong buttons there. That one was on me. Okay, so the game just spawns the sniper on the opposite side of the room from you, I see. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh boy. Oh yeah, say hi to the moon landing, chat. Shit. How do I get it over there now? Whoa. The Apollo 14 entity, commonly known as Fra, underwent a series of physical examinations upon its admittance to the oldest house. The entity can speak, though its poor grasp of English language makes any meaningful communication impossible. Interview material can be found at blank. Its physical form consists solely of the Extravehicular Mobility Unit, EMU, spacesuit used by NASA astronauts, the same model worn by the other crew. This could be an authentic EMU taken from one of NASA's astronauts, although it does not bear any wearer's name, or one materialized through blank conversion or possibly blank corporealization. The suit itself is slightly damaged, which is likely due to the fact that the command module did not have a fourth seat for the entity to strap into during re-entry. The EMU is entirely hollow and pieces can be removed, though this seems to agitate the entity. X-rays and spectrograph imaging have shown blank-shaped outlines existing within the suit. For safety reasons, the entity will be contained in a secure cell until more information can be gathered. So why is it shifting like that to make the light be on the wrong side? Oh, I'm an idiot. It's fine, it works. Paranatural entity arrived on Earth by infiltrating Apollo 14 lunar mission at an unknown point in their voyage to the Fra Mauro Highlands on the Moon. 33 hours after the return of Apollo 14 command module to Earth, the Bureau was contacted by Mr. Blank, a White House senior official, and instructed to send a small team to the Johnson Space Center in Houston. At the base, the team examined the entity and carried out interviews with NASA staff that learned that the 4 astronauts had returned to Earth instead of the expected 3. Each human crew member was insistent that the mission left with 4 members, though they couldn't name the 4th when asked. The entity seemed affected their memory to make its presence feel unremarkable. Entity was transported to the oldest house for further investigation. Note: altercation between NASA's security and the investigation team occurred upon their arrival. Mr. Blank called to clarify the matter. The tensions remained high. Bureau jurisdiction and clearance should be defined more clearly with other federal agencies. Let me out, let me out! Get the fuck out of here, Hartman.
There. One less place for him to hide.
Gerbil took the top head. Yeah, that's a shortcut back. We don't want that. We're going to do this while we're here. Just help our boy out a little bit, even though we don't really care about doing these side quests for this part of the playthrough. I just want to do it because I'm already here, you know what I mean?
Yes, B? Worry who? See the...
Hello?
Hello! Great about us today. Long roads and no hardly. You are Bygone?
You are Bygone?
Sure. Why are you locked up in here?
Casual turning. Back in front. And Gerbil took the top.
Gerbil took the top
Not
head.
being pressed for that. Lady going and loosing back fry?
Sorry, I think I'm misunderstanding you. What do you want?
The head? The head for tails? For reading news, jars, words, and tumble. The reading head.
The reading head, Jesse.
Okay, take it
God.
easy. I'll,
Imagine not knowing about the reading head.
look. So maybe it wants something to read. Or a jar. Let's just see what we can find. This could be what it wants. Let's give it a shot.
No, jars. A head. Scotch and peppers?
Scotch and Pepper's head.
Okay, that wasn't right. Let's try something else. Maybe it'll like this.
Head. A, S, B, E. Head.
I'm sorry, that just fucking kills me. Head. A-S-B-E. Head. I mean, he's saying it clear as day, Jesse.
Maybe this will do the trick?
Like, he can't be any clearer, Jesse.
Rusa, you ping pong. A head.
Guess that wasn't it either.
Rusa, you ping pong ahead. I forgot where the head is, I'm not gonna lie. I am Rusa the ping pong ahead. I say I'm not gonna do the side quests, and then I keep doing the ones that I really love. Maybe we just need to give him everything that's in the area. Alright, that was not what I thought you were about to do, Jesse, so that one's on you.
This might do it.
It's not gonna do it, Jesse.
Lady, you are school and dirt for loosing.
Keep that up, and I want.
Lady, you are school and dirt for loosing. ASVD head.
Let's see if this will do it. I'm ready to be done with this.
Furry clocks, lady. The head. 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 No snacks. Head is top of all up and down. At the top. The top head.
The top
Wait,
head.
Does this thing actually mean head? Head is in a body's head? Where the hell am I gonna find that? And how did it lose it?
Maybe in the sector head office. I regret nothing. A head.
A helmet. For a head. Is that what the prisoner meant?
Yes, Jesse.
Find out.
Yes, Jesse, that is what the prisoner meant. Good lord. I thought you were the smart one. She is the smart one. I'm just giving her a hard time. Who would have think that head meant helmet?
The head. River Chicken Station.
River Chicken Station.
Far tastier. Press any button?
Press any button?
So the helmet is what you're after, huh?
Tubes. Snug and grape. Pure grapes.
Pure
Hello,
grapes.
lady.
You're welcome, I guess. Did Kirkland lock you up in here?
Chief Trouble? Yes. Teddy's long around. But holdout's unhappiest. Can gather for goldfishes. No wrinkle.
No
Okay.
wrinkle.
Well, sounds like you're doing fine in there now. Just make sure you don't go anywhere.
Jelly.
At least we helped this guy,
Jelly.
I think. Best we...
And we just got thin space, which is projectile speed for charge. Which I don't think we have crafted, do we? No, we don't. I do like how for this DLC they decided to go to be like, yeah, you know what? We're not just gonna give you like random upgrades for it. We're gonna give you random unique upgrades that like fit the mission.
We have no idea what it is, and we don't need any more problems out here.
The head. Gerbil took head. I don't know how people write that shit. Cause it sounds so wrong in every way, shape, and form. And yet because of that it sounds right. You know what I mean?
It's just nice to have someone to talk to, you know? Ever since I got put in charge of the Panopticon, people treat me different, like I'm crazy for wanting to work.
Oh wait, we don't need to be doing this, do we? We can teleport halfway back.
People just don't understand the altered items like I do, you know? I don't want to brag, but it does take a very empathetic mind to connect with the items.
Shit. My bad.
Still,
Meant to brag.
are making it so personal.
Right.
I mean, the teams in research handle paranatural materials every day, and no one thinks they're weird. Well, maybe that's not true. Darling is famous for being a bit out there, but when he's weird, it's charming. Altered items really aren't that frightening once you get to know them. If you figure out what they like or don't like, you know, what sets them off, then there's nothing to worry about. I guess at the end of the day, we're still just wild animals scared of our own shadows. We're supposed to be on the same team, but sometimes it feels like it's every department for themselves.
Yeah, we basically walked all the way to the start of the next, like, area, by the way. Like, we were ready to open the AWE. Just to make sure we did that side quest when we found it.
Lots of dark corners. Okay, let's get the lights on and clear him out.
Hi, Hartman. Stop it, please. I feel bad for skipping Ati's quest and doing the rest of these instead. But these are all like altered item quests, so I feel less bad because altered items are important and we must treat them as thus. Bye, Hartman.
Where's it running off to now? All aboard?
Okay, so this is a weird one.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Eagle Limited bound for Chicago. Please have your tickets ready and enjoy the ride.
Okay.
Good evening, all you fine-looking folks. Here's some smooth tunes to ease your minds and please your ears as we wait for that delicious dinner to roll right on in.
Oh, we have to put it in order.
Next stops, Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. That's Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. Tickets, please. Tickets.
Oh, this is the train that they mentioned earlier.
Oh my god, fire! Fire!
Everyone, stay in your seats. In your seats.
This is the train they mentioned earlier. They crashed the train to try and make an altered item.
Everyone, hold on.
Well, that was chaotic. Felt like it was trying to tell me something.
Yeah, so what?
I
This
wonder if I can make sense of it.
this was first. Good afternoon, all aboard the train. Then I think this was it because this is mentioning tickets. Is this the Alan Wake stuff? Yep.
And enjoy the ride.
And then this.
Next stops, Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. That's Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. Tickets, please.
And then this was waiting for dinner,
Good evening, all you fine-looking folks.
right?
Here's some smooth tunes.
Yeah, it's waiting for dinner. And then dinner, and then the hammer, and then the explosion.
Dinner to roll right on in. Oh my God! Fire! Fire!
Everyone, stay in your seats. In your seats. Nothing to sir. Sit down. Oh, everyone, hold on.
Because we interacted with it all in order now, right? So we should be able to leave. Yep.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have a ticket?
You had a pretty dark ride, huh?
Yeah, this is the train that those
But I hope you're
para
playing it now.
paracausal people or para-utilitarians crashed to try and make an altered item. Unfortunately, they succeeded. And now we have one-way track, which is a thing that's exclusive to Shatter, which does minus 100% projectile spread. So as you can see, it is now pinpoint accurate. It has no spread. I really like the bonus loot you got in this DLC. Some of it was really cool. Some of it was really, really cool. A slug shoddy? It is now. It is now pinpoint accurate. Alright, so let's read the supplement and then read the actual item. The Bureau gathered concrete evidence that the train derailment was in fact the work of paracriminal group known as Blank, which according to the Bureau's intel has shown a concerning interest in experimenting with the artificial manufacturing of altered items. Knowing the group largely operates in the American Midwest, the Bureau worked alongside the FBI to ascertain their movements and rendezvous locations. The cooperation the agents provided with information led to an arrest in conjunction with the AWE case. Under suspicion of involvement, Blank was brought in for questioning. An interrogation performed by Agent Blank resulted in the suspect being kept in a holding cell for 2 days without food, in breach of the Paracriminal Rights Act. Afterwards, the suspect confessed to his involvement in the Blank group, provided information on the other groups in exchange for his freedom. And this is Eagle Limited Train Car AI78UE. This item's altered effect can be avoided by simply not entering it. Proper signage and barriers should provide sufficient containment. The item is currently held in the Investigation Sector's AWE West hangar for ongoing investigations. The item's exterior is that of a standard CZ-10 Vista Dome train car, the largest known altered item on record. Its interior seems to be adjacent reality related to trauma or memory belonging to a Blank and not the physical item's own history. Causation for this link is still to be determined, but possibilities include the outside interference possibly be responsible for the item's altered state, or trauma imprinting via shared memory states. The item was discovered when the Bureau responded to a suspected crime scene in Bloomington, Illinois. The item was identified as an altered item and transported to the Bureau for examination and testing. See AWE 44 for further details. Yeah, let's follow Hartman, shall we? As much as I don't want to. Oh shit. An alert from the Blank WA monitoring system indicated minor Blank activity occurring in the area. Agent Estevez was dispatched to investigate. Inside the Blank Lodge, he discovered the facility's former owner, Dr. Emil Hartman, had been converted into a shaded individual per definitions found in File 634-1923 and displayed violent behavior characteristics types. Agent Estevez alerted on-site research team to the specimen's presence with some difficulty was successfully contained in a black rock cell. The cell and its inhabitant were transported back to HQ, where the specimen remains detained in the Blank sector as part of the Blank AWE investigation. Once the investigation is closed, research teams have petitioned to relocate the specimen to their sector for study.
I need to get those lights on. We need another power core.
Shoot. I wasn't paying attention. I lost track of where the enemies were. That bit me in the butt. Too busy being, like, freaked out by Hartman in general. He's terrifying. Please don't tell me this made me restart all the way. Yeah, it did. Man. Haven't probably dusted the inside of your air cooler. Yeah, you know, that'll add up over the years. Oh no. Bye, Emil. Leave me alone. Yeah, say hi to Hartman, by the way. Yes, his ribs are growing out of his back. Thank you for noticing.
Okay, now where's the switch?
You sure about that? I don't know. Kinda not a fan of him. You're sure? Seek help. Man is 12 feet of pure unadulterated hatred. He is literally being fought over by two malevolent forces simultaneously. Simultaneously. The Hiss and the Shadow whatever from the Alan Wake games.
Director, ma'am, great timing. Hartman just came through here. God, he was hideous. He tore the security door into the Bright Falls AWE site.
It's happening again.
He was so ugly, like, wow. I got a good look at
How much
him.
want to bet the Hiss will be in Alan Wake 2? I don't know.
Like he used to. The Hiss must have messed him up or something. He looks like a...
That's the whole plot of this game, though, is that we contained the Hiss.
Or a monster from some 80s horror movie. You know, back when it was all practical effects.
I think this right here was about to
Did
happen.
you say something? Remember, I can't hear you. Never mind, just go after Hartman. Ah, so disgusting.
I've written, rewritten. The darkness wants to hide the past to make me lose my way. I've written and rewritten. Deconstructed, reconstructed. Experimented with different...
On the plus side, I think we're actually going to finish this game
Changed
tonight.
the style, changed myself, forgotten the language, relearned the language. Have I been here before? Gone down this path before? The darkness wants to hide the past to make me lose my way. You must know where you've been to know where you're going. I trust what I read on these pages. I wrote them for a reason. My notes to myself. The only way to make progress, recap, then write more. The style then. Lose the fat. Make it clear. Ugly. Functional. Present, be blunt. Only the brutal truth. Cut through the reality, tear it apart, rewrite it.
Cut through the reality, tear it apart, rewrite it. That's interesting.
Minds, they make it, you just imply. Incept. They're drawn to the mystery, obsessed. You set it up. Put it together.
There's lots of heavy implications that a lot of what Alan Wake has done affects the Bureau immensely because of his just weird para-utilitarian powers that he has.
I trust what I read on these pages. I wrote them for a reason. Cut through the reality.
Oh boy.
Stuck. Let's go take care of it.
Let's get out of here. Oh boy, the last area of the DLC. This couldn't possibly house a boss fight, could it?
Thank you for meeting with us again, Dr. Hartman.
It's my pleasure, gentlemen. I hope the information I've provided thus far has been of some small use.
It's been invaluable, Doctor. Really, we have a much clearer picture of this event, thanks to your accounts.
Well, I do consider myself a keen observer of...
We did have one question, though. You mentioned in an earlier conversation that your patients displayed, and I'm paraphrasing here, unnatural abilities that you in fact encouraged during their time in your lodge. It'd be very helpful.
No, they're fighting each other currently, Apple.
Of course. Like yourselves, I work to understand and even bend the rules of our...
They're currently fighting for control inside of Hartman. That's part of why the Hiss are here.
Of course, but I would hardly be a man of science if I did not reach out at the underlying truth. As I stated in my written proposal, I believe working alongside your organization could be greatly beneficial to both parties. Sharing notes.
Hartman was initially taken over by the Shadows,
That's all we need to hear.
and the Hiss just take over everything. And Hartman just happened to be in the house.
74 of the Federal Bureau of Control Criminal Offense System.
What? You can't do this? I am a well-connected man.
Hartman just happened to be in the house and be shadow corrupted
Be detained until further
when the
notice.
Hiss
Personal
hit.
property will be confiscated, including the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
That's preposterous. You can't just seize my property. I'm a United States citizen. I have rights. That lodge is my life's work. I'm offering you years of research.
Get him out of here.
You're making a mistake. You have to listen to me. You have to listen.
Look at that. A light switch.
I've forgotten again. I had a plan. I know it. I've forgotten.
How normal.
He's coming. I've got to get out of here. Dive deep.
Totally normal.
Whatever is going on with Wake, he clearly needs some help.
Oh, wait, hang on. There we go. Can't see shit, Captain. hate the motel. I hate the motel. God, I hate the motel. Literally made me jump, Alan. Oh, you literally made me jump with that one, Alan, you jerk face.
The story needed many beginnings, many springs. Streams that turned into a river, a flood, and then an ocean. This was one. Wake used the materials he had, the connections he had, the people, the places. Wake put them in to make it true. His wife, the psychiatrist, his city. These connections.
You're finding out why Alan Wake happened the way it did.
She'd been in the dark place. The thing that had been Hartman sensed her near, sensed Wake through her. Went berserk, broke loose.
But not what happened in Alan Wake. This is an explanation, but not answers.
The more the story became real, the more people believed. Cause and effect. It was extremely delicate and hard work. It had to go through the path of least resistance where success was most likely. Where there was a connection already. Wake felt the pressure grow in his head. Going mad. Wake had to escape. Right. His escape.
Mm-hmm.
He was already out. He wanted to make it.
In case you don't get the general idea of what's happening with Wake, his typewriter.
For the part in the story about the government agency, Wake needed something special, something to convey an alien force mimicking human intelligence. Something that can't be translated.
His typewriter basically types things into existences.
Orange peel. You are home. Insane. He put them in a shoebox.
Those words are the words from the Hiss rant.
He'd try anything once. Or had he tried this?
I just want to point that out. Those words are the things that the Hiss says. Wasn't the typewriter in AWE? The Altered World event was the entirety of Bright Falls. The typewriter is an object of power. What it writes becomes true. Which is why that's Wake writes a beginning. He's writing, somehow, through some weird twist of fate, he was writing a government agency into creation. One that dealt with stuff that was alien and foreign. Like, I don't know, the Federal Bureau of Control. And they needed a threat and something to answer for them to have a hero, the hero being Jesse. So somehow he made both the Bureau, which existed before him, and the Hiss, and Jesse through his writings on the typewriter, even though they existed before him, well before him. Because it's an object of power, and that's the type of shenanigans objects of powers can truly do. It's weird. That reveal is super weird and makes very little sense. He needed a hero, so he somehow wrote Jesse in. This is the Bright Falls AWE now.
Replica, like the one they made for Ordinary. What happened here?
Oh shit. That's some serious mindfuckery? Yes, that's the point. That is the entire point. It doesn't make sense because a lot of the stuff in Control does not make sense. So it is written as such. So basically, it was written so it happened, but it happened because it was written. Altered world events and objects of power aren't a thing without them existing in the first place. But the astral plane exists without Wake. Kind of. I forgot how to do this, I'm not gonna lie. It's a chicken and egg, absolutely. Do I just do this now because I have them all turned on? Should I have done that? Nope. Did I do it anyways to get health? Yep. Hartman was stretched. But we can't beat him yet. We need to reattach our things so that the power can come back on. Kind of. The Hiss and Shadow are just both trying to be in control. Because that is what they do. That is what they desire. That is how they operate. You know, it's one of those things that is just their innate nature. That is how they are. That is what they wish to be. They wish to be in control. They wish to be everything. Hold. Can I do this the way that I think I can? Hold the phone. Ow. Ah, son of a bitch. Now I have to redo the whole fight. It's so cring. Oh, do I not? Is it just in phase 2 now? I'm fine if that's the case. Oh, it's just post lights turned on. That's also fine. Phase Fruit 2 was a little weird. I was never the biggest fan. Because it's like... It's essentially a fight where you're supposed to be breaking his shield, but thrown objects don't break his shield as fast as they normally do. How did we do it? Oh, thank God.
Hartman won't be a problem anymore, Langston.
I love this.
But investigations need someone to run it. Interested?
I've seen what happens to sector heads, ma'am. No, thank you. Ma'am, I'm getting something on my terminal.
Getting something on my terminal here.
AWE alert from Bright Falls, Washington. But it might be a glitch. The date's all wrong, a couple of years in the future.
Couple of years in the
We're
future.
lockdown. There shouldn't be any incoming signals.
Maybe it was active before we went into lockdown? Are there agents on site?
Let me check. Agent Estevez is the field agent.
Agent
in charge of monitoring the
Estevez.
site, so she should be there to let us know if the situation has been through any major changes recently.
Yeah. Yeah, this is literally a whole setup for Alan Wake 2, chat. This DLC came out like 2 years ago. This entire DLC is a prequel.
If the alarm's true, then so is the reason for the alarm. The effect must follow the cause.
The effect must follow the cause.
It's happening again. A return. You have been warned.
It's happening again. Yo, would you mind fucking off, buddy? We just killed Hartman. And yes, that cause and effect thing absolutely plays into the fact that somehow he wrote the Bureau into existence. Which logically doesn't make any sense, you know? Like, how could he have done that? But he did. Because the effect must follow the cause. Can these guys please die so I can stop having to fight for like 2 seconds? Night, Zana. Enjoy your slip.
Must be where they studied Hartman. Kind of looks like Dylan's cell. I wonder if they treated him as badly.
Bright Falls. AWE 10. On the day of the flooding, the rock band The Old Gods of Asgard was rehearsing in a field outside the Anderson farm, the homestead of band members Odin and Tor Anderson. Both admitted to being in a heavy state of inebriation at the time, having spent days drinking their homebrewed moonshine while celebrating Deerfest. After the townspeople were evacuated from the flooded fields, Sheriff Breaker... Oops, met my mic, sorry. Was asked by Frey Anderson, daughter of Tor Anderson, to check on her father and uncle. Breaker drove to the Anderson farm and found the band members alive but in need of medical aid. Tor Anderson had been struck by lightning, and Odin Anderson had cut out his own right eye, possibly reference to Norse deities blank and blank. They claimed they had fought and valiantly defeated a dark army of scratching hag rising from Cauldron Lake. CAWE of 1970 related to suspected blanket Diver's Isle. While impossible to verify, these events are relevant to the recurring AWE at Bright Falls and the Cauldron Lake blank. Odin and Tor Anderson have been listed as persons of interest. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You wanted Alan Wake backstory, baby. Fun fact, chat. Next game on my list is Alan Wake. We're playing Alan Wake after this, so we get to see what actually happened from Alan Wake's point of view, while knowing what happened simultaneously. To be fair, I was already spoiled on what happened in Alan Wake because of playing Control, but it's still going to be fun. A photograph of Alan Wake captured by Alice Wake during an event in her home. Alice Wake, former wife of Alan Wake, see AWE 35 for details, has recently been visited at night by her ex-husband or entity resembling him. See file blank for more. Being a professional photographer, Mrs. Wake positioned cameras with motion sensors around the corridor he appears in and managed to capture an image of Mr. Wake on film. Additional information. During an interview with Mrs. Wake, she mentioned that her favorite camera, a blank model, was lost in 2010 during AWE 35. The match has been found among the confiscated evidence from AWE 35. It's been filed as a potential altered item, and research staff stationed at Bright Falls are being contacted to check if they have any knowledge on such an item. Evidence ID 12231C, photograph of Alan Wake provided by Alice Wake. Isn't that a great picture of him? Isn't that such a good picture, guys? I love that picture. Totally not creepy. And disturbing. And unsettling. Yeah, no, they recreated Bright Falls for this. Weird. Here we go. Bright Falls 1976. Summary. Bright Falls AWE 10. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation occurred at Cauldron Lake, WA. The citizens of Bright Falls had gathered in the town's southwestern fields for the annual festival known as Deer Fest. Eyewitnesses all claimed the day had been sunny, confirmed by reviews of the area's weather reports, but then with no warning, a thunderstorm appeared in the direction of the Anderson farm. And a tornado rose from Cauldron Lake. The torrential rain that followed caused a flash flood. It was as if the day had turned to night, testimony from blank. Frank Breaker, the sheriff from Bright Falls, formerly a bureau agent, see employee file blank, managed to guide the crowd to safety, as the festival grounds were destroyed by the flood. The festival was cancelled, ending one day early. Lack of official bureau presence on the scene makes this event difficult to report as a confirmed AWE, though the similarity to other known events in Bright Falls area lead credence to the accounts of the townspeople. I'm honestly really excited for Alan Wake 2 because it seems like it's going to be a direct tie-in with Control now, based on how this DLC went. Also, the town. Subject Alice Wake. After reaching out to the Bureau, Alice Wake was brought into the oldest house for an interview on blank 2017. See file blank for full transcript. The interview conducted by Agents Shaw and Dempsey revealed that Mrs. Wake had recurred nightly visitations from her missing ex-husband in her New York apartment, address blank. Mr. Wake appears out of nowhere and rushes at her down the corridor. According to her impression, he appears crazy and horrifying, clearly coming at her with violent intent. Mrs. Wake believes that he is haunting her, insisting that he is not Alan, but a fucking monster in his body. Mrs. Wake has not been sleeping out of fear of these visits. Her attempts to keep the lights on through the night result in the Relevance hallway light bulb breaking every night, possibly indicating the involvement of the blank. Further investigation required. We propose installing monitoring equipment in the apartment. Copies of supplement request form L blank or L5014 have been sent to Mr. Kirkland and administration for approval. I don't remember if there's anything over here or not. There's not over there. Okay. And oh, there is something over here. Lamau. Yeah, no, this entire DLC, it was set up from like the get-go as like a, yeah, no, we're gonna talk more about Alan Wake, and like you're gonna find out more about him, and it was really just a giant setup for Alan Wake 2, which is fantastic if you ask me. Sure, yeah, upgrade it, why not? Okay, so there's like a handful of things we still haven't finished out. I'm not going to do any of the side missions that are like, just go clean stuff up for Ahti, because while they're cool, they're not that exciting. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go do one of the big missions that we missed. Because I forgot about how to start it. Just straight up, I forgot how to start it. And I believe... I forgot where it was, though. Let's start by going back to Central Executive. I don't believe it's in here, but I believe this will help me remember where to go. There's one major side mission that we missed out on that has some lore that I really want to show off.
Everything's good here, Director.
Is it just in the research sector? It might be. Yeah, we have one last major side quest that I accidentally skipped because the way that you start it is a little weird even for this game. Okay, yeah, it's the research sector. You'll forgive me for forgetting how to start this one, or forgetting to do this one once you see where what I have to do. So you had to go to the research sector, and then you had to go down. You'll forgive me for getting to do this, right, chat? Forgetting to just jump down a fucking hole in the ground. Right? I forgot where this goes. Where do you go, buddy? Oh. There we go. Now I can get out. So yeah, I remember when I was like, why am I taking damage from the mold? This is why. I hadn't done this mission yet. This mission is all about the mold. See?
Careful in there. Area's under quarantine. I wouldn't go in there without talking to Underhill first. Even if you have, I still wouldn't go in.
You also need clearance level 4 before you come down here.
Are you lost? Do you normally barge into people's private workspaces?
She clearly doesn't know who she's talking to. Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Why? Because of those hiss things the Rangers keep going on about. Haven't you people sorted that out yet? The situation down here could spell doom for the Bureau.
You mean this mold?
Correct. Perhaps you could help me. I require samples of various mold strains, and the mold has made the environment far too dangerous for me to fetch them myself.
Really? Mold samples? I thought this could spell doom.
It could, and it will, whoever you are. The mold is spreading. We need to find the source before it spreads too far.
Any samples will do that?
No. Samples of 5 unique strains, when blended properly, will allow you to travel deeper into the pit, where I've pinpointed the approximate location of the source of the mold.
Okay.
So you do this,
So
getting the 5 samples, and
Similar to the one on my table there. I've made a list of the samples I need.
you get the 5 samples, and then you get a buff that makes you immune to mold.
I'll take a look. My name's Jessie, by the way.
I'm sure it is.
Can I shoot her?
With Darling gone, I'm putting Emily Pope in charge of the research sector. Are you okay with that?
Perfectly. You have pulled Excalibur from the stone, and now decree as you see fit, O Queen. What a true meritocracy we live in.
Glad to hear it.
What a bitch.
I'll see you later, Rhea.
Dr. Underhill, if you please. The light in here could be better. I should requisition another fluorescent.
Dr. Darling's recently penned essay titled Blank contains some glaring omissions that I feel I must shine a light on. First, the entire premise of the essay said the quarry threshold is beneficial to the Bureau, while the mold is actively hostile, to use his words. We cannot determine the worth of these dimensions and these life forms using bureaucratic definitions. Secondly, the mold is much more beneficial than some rock. If Blank creating the mold were reconfigured in their purpose, the structures they could build would rival the greatest skyscrapers. The mold's resistance to various strains of disease we've attempted to introduce it to could be derived into Blank. Yes, admittedly, this application is more difficult than picking up a rock and gluing it to a wall, but I paused to wonder when the Bureau lost its eagerness for a challenge. Refer to File 235-1863 for a full report. Yes, she is very full of herself, chat. Very. Okay, so collect 5 mold samples. 1 grows near toilets. You'd expect it to be in here, wouldn't you? But alas. An astral blip.
It smells so sweet down here. I'm getting really hungry. I wonder how this mold tastes.
Pink Flamingo supplement. We don't need to read that. We already solved the Pink Flamingo. Yes, it is a lot of mows. Mows? Mold.
Are those people?
I forgot where all these molds are, I'm not gonna lie. Just straight up forgot where all of them are. If I recall, they're not really that hard to find. I'm just blind. Yeah, see, they're like...
Found one.
They just kind of hang out in various spots. You just need to keep your eyes open. Grows near corpses.
This must be one of the samples.
Televisions, toilets, the pit. Ow, my face. I'm assuming this is the pit.
This looks like a good one.
Yeah, that's the pit. Oh, we just need to find the ones near televisions and toilets, huh? Picnic basket. Item to be stored in a Blackrock paneled cell. Keep away from the lab animals when not in use. Simple wicker basket with cloth lining, no food inside. The item produces a hypnotic effect that solely affects non-human animals, forcing them to congregate passively around the object. Animals from every genus and species that have thus far been tested are susceptible. Single-cell organisms do not appear to react to the effect. Item was taken to a forest upstate for testing. Results of the test provided contradicting data as some of the attracted animals exhibited hyper-aggressive behavior. Exercise unfortunately resulted in blank blank. Further testing should be restricted to more low-risk animal species with medical staff on standby. They probably tried to give it to a fucking bear, you know, try to give the picnic basket to a bear. And boop, there we go. Mods are now completely maxed out, so now we can get infinite mods, or just like obscured prime mods if we want to. So now all of the mods that we can craft are the highest level, which you might not think is a big deal, but it is just a nice thing to have for, like, if you want to do some of the endless modes that the game gives you. It's very nice to have access to more of the more powerful mods. Restrooms, well, that answers that. Grows near toilets.
Underhill is gonna owe me for this.
Oh no.
I should get these back to Underhill.
Welcome back to Threshold, kids, but you're legally obligated to watch this time around, and I'm sorry. I hate it here. Hi, Mr. Bones.
Building shifts occur at random and without warning, but with the Bureau's cutting-edge technology, we can stabilize the oldest house. Safe employees are happy employees.
Thanks, Mr. Bones.
Rituals allow agents to navigate the oldest house as well. But accidents do happen. Trapping agents inside the walls. I heard you got stuck in your room for 3 days, Topher. Too bad you didn't have your book with you. Or any food. And remember, kids, when you feel the floor deviate, it's already much too late.
Yay! When you feel the floor deviate, it's already much too late. That's so cool. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you, Mr. Bones. Thanks, Mr. Bony Pants guy.
You look like a woman with mold for me.
Well, I am, so.
I found L5, but I kind of wanted to eat them.
The mold has that effect on some people. Likely due to the fact it's not actually mold, or even of this dimension. I suspect it is the result of two incompatible molecular structures, one dominant, coming into contact. I call it mold, or fungus, because it's closer in appearance and behavior than anything else we know. Except perhaps bacteria.
She reminds me of my old biology teacher.
Did you happen to meet any more members of my ranger detail?
I didn't see any rangers. Just walking mold people. Unless...
Yes. If you found mold people, you found my rangers. I refer to the creatures as hosts. They, like other unwary agents, succumbed to their appetite. But that's nothing for you to worry about. The pill
Don't
I'm
eat the
about to
mold.
make with these samples will make the lower level perfectly safe to traverse.
Yeah, this is what lets me access all the mold throughout the game world. I just forgot to do this ahead of time.
To see your credentials.
There. That didn't take too long now, did it? Ingest this pill, then go and find the source of the mold. Only there can we begin
I'm
to
sure it won't
understand
be
how to stop
creepy or phallic at
Take
all.
a mystery pill because a rude
I mean, what?
lady in a hazmat suit tells you to. Great idea, Jesse.
Ugh. Honestly, did you want me to wrap it in cheese?
Maybe.
Not the taste, the smell. It stinks in here now.
Good. That means the pill is working. The worse it smells, the safer you'll be. Now go. Find the source.
I'll see you later, Rhea.
Dr. Underhill, if you please. Goodbye for now.
Meow.
This must be the pit Underhill was talking about.
Whee! Two out of 10. I literally just whiffed on my spacebar press. Just hard whiffed on my spacebar press, just wasn't paying attention.
Ramsey, Ranger Captain, note 7.25. Underhill sent us down this weird-ass threshold looking for whatever's making all these vegetables sprout. I will say this, it smells delicious.
Smells delicious. That's a bad sign. I'm sorry, balloon supplement? Get well balloon, AI 58KE. Item was used in a children's ward of local hospital in Blank. Witnesses do not recall where the balloon came from. Therapy dogs, part of a program called Blank, meant to comfort the sick children, were noticeably attracted to the item. They reportedly jumped at the item, licking it when they could. Children claimed the dogs began walking through the halls of the hospital at night, howling in low pitch. One child described the sound as singing. A few days later, all the dogs were discovered dead, a dark substance leaking from their blank. The hospital staff called local authorities, or called CDC. Bureau agents intercepted this call and arrived at the scene within blank hours. The item was taken for evaluation along with the remains of the dogs. Well, that's sad.
go, of course it smells.
Picnic basket supplement.
Ramsey, Ranger Captain, note 7.28. Wait, 6, 7. Why not? Mom said, eat your vegetables, skin'll turn green. Ollie's. Hey, Ollie, what'd you find now?
Is that the source? It's kind of pretty.
No, it is not pretty, as a matter of fact. Mold 1, by the way. That was its name. Mold 1.
I need to stop being surprised by all the weird shit in this place.
Do you need to stop being surprised by it, Jesse? Do you?
Oh, so good. Oh, need more.
It makes you want to eat it, then you go crazy eating it. And then get consumed by it. In case you were curious. In case you were wondering, by the way, that boss fight much more challenging when you're not like maxed out on almost everything you use. Much more challenging at that point. Oh, we're in the pit. So I'm going to assume active threshold, maybe? Yeah, okay, cool. No, that's much more of a challenging fight when you're not vastly overpowered and overleveled and shit like I am. Balloon procedures. Item must be kept away from animals. Cell must be regularly cleaned of the black substance the item produces. All cleaning tools must be blank along with the black substance itself. Item is a novelty balloon made of silver mylar. On its face is a colorful message, "Get well," surrounded by cartoon hearts. Ribbon is attached to the balloon. Item must not stop floating after a considerable amount of time in the Bureau, which suggests it does not hover through the use of helium. Item produces a dark-colored sticky substance which strips down its ribbons. Totally normal. I will say the game does do a good job of scaling stuff up to your level, but sometimes like enemies and bosses they just can't. They just can't keep up with how much damage you can just gain in this game. You can get a lot of damage really fast if you level up the right skills.
You've returned, I see.
Yes!
And you're not sprouting mold from your eyes. I
For
take it
now.
that means my pill worked. Now tell me everything. Did you find the source? You did, didn't you?
I found a big angry plant. Like gigantic. I killed it.
You killed it! You found the source and you killed it! learned so much from a live specimen.
Her concern is touching. Really, it's too much.
Here, I brought you a sample.
A piece of the innermost mold. You're not such a lost cause after all. Strange.
Bitch.
So different, even superficially. Another stage of growth, perhaps.
Please, no more stages.
You'll be pleased to know that cutting down the creature at the source has already resulted in a notable cessation of the mold's rapid growth. You've bought me time for further study.
So what now?
I'm glad you asked. While you were busy in the pit, a number of mold hosts were sighted beyond the threshold. They managed to sneak out without the Rangers noticing. There's a reason I didn't send Steve and Andy to find the mold source with the others. These vagrant hosts must be eradicated as soon as possible. The mold can still be spread by their overgrown bodies.
Any idea where they went?
The hosts I've observed are not a sprightly bunch. Here are the reports I've received. They'll help you find them.
I'll go take care of them.
Good. And do be quick about it.
There's a nice way to say that.
I'll see you later, Rhea.
Dr. Underhill, if you please.
Mold thresholds. You want to know how mold research is getting on Casper? Here it is. Microscopic organisms, similar in appearance to Blank, construct the architecture of the mold. I do not understand if these Blank are the original disseminators of the mold or are bitten by some fungal infection. The mold is the most prolific and durable organism I've ever seen. I theorize there was a mold source located somewhere on our side of the threshold, rooted here to accelerate growth in our dimension. I refer to this yet unknown source as Mold 1. The mold produces an enticing aroma to encourage human consumption of itself. It propagates in the chest cavity and quickly subsumes the entire body, seizing control of motor functions. This behavior was not observed when I first arrived, which means the mold is adapted to our presence, targeting our biological imperatives as a way to spread quickly. It really is an ingenious little thing. Full report will be ready soon. Keep your slacks on. Yeah, just a letter to Underhill about checking in with moldy nonsense.
I hate guard duty down here.
And I think that'll actually do it. Technically speaking, most of the quests we have left, while being quests, are busy work. And it's a bunch of backstory and lore, but no more like major things happen as far as I can remember and can tell. So, while I might, you know, just for funsies, finish out this game, off stream, just redoing all the side missions that I've already done, because I think this game is just fun to play. That'll probably do it. I hope you all enjoyed watching. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm running to the nearest, fast travel spot. So I can just go back to Executive, because that's the quote-unquote safe area. Oh, we also got some more skill points. Sure. Whatever. And let's just go back to Central Executive. Yeah, that'll do it. I guess if this goes up on YouTube, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Hope you enjoyed me getting constantly jump scared by random crap that shouldn't be scaring me, because I'm a little wimp.